Hi everyone, and welcome to December. It is the last month of the year, and that's a big deal because it's the last month of the Stash Challenge for 2025, and it's very exciting. I'm Mariah. I'm your host for Stash Challenge 2025, soon to be the Stash Challenge 2026. So if you are new here, you have no idea what's going on. I don't think I ever really say this, but I do think that it's helpful if you're interested in what's going on here to subscribe, definitely. Be great if you could give me a like. But if you subscribe, there is going to be a new, what I'm now calling the orientation videos for the Stash Challenge. I would link the orientation video for this Stash Challenge, but we've got one more month left. So subscribe and you'll be notified when the new orientation video pops for our Stash Challenge 2026, so you can prepare yourself to hopefully maybe think about participating with us next year. So just general overview though, Stash Challenge is where we are keeping track of how many grams and yards of our stash that we're using through the year of 2025. I have a handy dandy spreadsheet to help us keep track of all of those things. And in 2026, there's going to be a new one, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. This feels like a short one, although I feel like in my mind, I think that that's what's happening every time. And it turns out not to be real short. So I hope you still enjoy what footage I did catch in this month. November was an interesting month. Not necessarily busy, but more recovering from very busy Rhinebeck wedding and then preparing for Thanksgiving. And I hope everyone who does celebrate had a lovely Thanksgiving holiday. We do celebrate, and it was nice and quiet, so we very much enjoyed it. So just to touch base a little bit on what I've been working on, I have, at least for me personally, decided to really try to focus on my whips that are on my Stash Challenge 2025 spreadsheet. I have 2 pairs of socks on there, and I have finished 1 sock of each of those. So I feel that it is only, I feel like it's completely reasonable for me to finish both of those socks. So in the video, you saw a little bit of me finishing 1 sock from those 2 pairs of socks that are on my Stash Challenge spreadsheet. So here is the first one. These are the Packed Like Sardines socks. This is by Stone Knits. And this pattern is in her Fisher Folk Fancy pattern package. We started working on these for Shark Week in July. So I finally finished one. And my goal is to finish the other in hopefully the next few days. We'll see. Depends on how focused I am. So I've got 1 round of fishies completed on the foot. There are 3 rounds total for the foot, and then 2 rounds total of fishies, repeats of the fishies for the leg. So that is my goal. It's difficult. I really want to cast some things on, and I'm trying to be focused and focus on this sock because I know that I can knit a sock in a week. So I just need to try to focus. And that's a challenge. But that's my challenge for me for the end of the year, is to try to get a few of those whips done. And I think these 2 socks that I have on this stash spreadsheet can be done before the end of this year. The other sock on that spreadsheet is actually a design that is a pattern I'm designing. So also a good thing to finish so I can get that written and out. So then I'm curious if you all have any goals that you're trying to achieve before the end of the year. I know that in the beginning of the year, New Year's resolutions are a pretty big thing. But I find that getting close to solstice time, where we have our shortest day, longest night of the year, that is a time for sort of refreshing and renewing. And I have been finding these past few years that it's around that time that I have this just desire to sort of um, have things cleaned up, done, out of the way, and start thinking about the new things that I want to do in the new year. So I'm really working towards getting a lot of things that are not done around solstice time. Um, so I'm refreshed and renewed and ready for the new year. And if you have any goals, I'd be curious. I'm sure lots of people are doing um, gift knitting, holiday knitting, and I have made it my mission to not do that, at least not this year. So there are probably a lot of people out there that are trying to get some gifts done in time for the holidays. So I'd be curious, how many gifts are you making? Um, and are you going to finish? You got time? I hope you do. So another finished object that I'm really excited to show everyone, you saw in the video of me blocking, is my harvest cardigan I've been working on. This is for a little girl of a friend of mine who I'm going to see on Friday, and I'm very excited to give it to her. And I would like to show you the finished product because I put the buttons on yesterday. So it is officially done. And these buttons are just the sweetest. I got these buttons from Purls of Wisdom, the shop that I teach at in Phoenixville. She's got a lot of great button choices. This is the Harvest Cardigan by Tin Can Knits, and I've done a child size. So this pattern goes child through adult. So we actually have a sample of an adult size at the shop, and it's just as good in the adult size. So it's a really great pattern. I highly recommend. I would definitely consider even making this for myself. It's great stash buster. This is it uses worsted weight yarn. I had some DK weight that I held double and got gauged perfectly. This yarn is actually Philia Fiber Co.'s yarn. She's a dyer locally here in Philadelphia, and it's just a beautiful yarn to work with. So I'm really happy that I finally got her beautiful yarn worked up into something that I know is going to be well loved. But that is really it for me as far as what I'm working on. Nothing too exciting because I really want to focus on getting this other sock done. I'm trying to behave and do that. So, with that being said, I wanted to go ahead and chat a little bit about the Stash Challenge for 2026. Talk a little bit about that now, and then at the end of the video, I will show the top 10 scoreboards for our heavyweight lifters and our long distance runners. So, for those of you that are familiar with the Stash Challenge and you want to participate in the next challenge, and for those of you that are brand new and would like to participate in the Stash Challenge, even though maybe you don't fully understand what you're getting yourself into, this year we're going to be using a Google form for the signups. That's new this year, hopefully to make things a little bit easier and more streamlined. So I'm going to have a link to that Google form in the description box. A couple of important things that I do mention in the Google form, but um, you'll be added to your own spreadsheet within the overall handy dandy spreadsheet that will include your name. So having a unique name that you want your spreadsheet to be called, or giving me your first name, it could just be your last name initial or middle initial, just because I seem to know a lot of Andreas, so everyone can't have the same named spreadsheet. So unique name or your name with some sort of initial, even numbers, it's totally fine. And then it will ask you for your email. So that's how I share the spreadsheet with you. It is helpful if it's a Gmail because this is a Google Doc or a Google spreadsheet. So that just makes it easier. Some people, so that just makes it easiest. If you don't have a Gmail, we will try to get you in there. I got it to work last year. It just takes a couple more steps, but it should work out. Gmail is going to be the best though. It's going to make it easiest for everybody. Easiest mostly for me. What else? And then if you are brand new to the Stash Challenge, you haven't done it before, and you would like to be in my Discord channel, I do have a link to the Discord channel below, but I have some questions also for you to answer if you would like me to send you a link for the Discord channel, just to make sure that you are agreeable to our rules and our code of conduct, because we don't tolerate any, I have a zero tolerance policy for any discrimination, any hate speech, things like that. I list out our code of conduct really, and make sure you agree with that before you join. And if you don't, then you're not welcome. And that's okay. You can go elsewhere. So just wanted to make sure that we went over the Google form so you know what to expect to fill in. And then as far as there is a new and improved, I think, hopefully, handy dandy spreadsheet. And like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm going to do a detailed video, an orientation video, where I am going to go through the spreadsheet and show you how to use the spreadsheet. So for people who are familiar, I will have it set up so you can skip kind of the introduction, the stuff that you probably already know, although we've added a few things, changed a couple of things to the main spreadsheet itself. But then there's a couple of new added things to the overall spreadsheet, just to orient you to how to do all that. So that video will be coming out sometime this month, before the end of the month. Again, if you subscribe, you should get notified when that video pops. And I think that's, oh, and so when you do sign up on the Google form, I have your information. I'm compiling that list, and we've done a couple more test runs of the new spreadsheet. I think we're good. So I will be starting the process of getting everybody on the spreadsheet and sending you a link. So if you have already signed up and you haven't gotten your link yet, don't worry, I haven't sent them out yet. So you're not behind, you're not missing anything. And if you're seeing this video much later, like into 2026, hello future, I'm not going to have a cutoff for signups, at least not this year. We'll see how things go. But you are still welcome to join us if you are watching this and it's March of 2026. Just fill in that Google form and I can get you on the spreadsheet. Okay, so last thing is the Stash Challenge for 2025. Everyone did a really great job. Our numbers are a little bit up. It's really fun to see in the infograph, which I will then post here. Here is the infograph. It's really fun to see how our numbers have fluctuated really high in the beginning of the year. We got a lot of great energy around doing that Stash Challenge. And then, of course, people drop off as the year goes on. Some are less using Stash or less filling in your spreadsheet. But that is okay. I'm very excited for every person that is participating. For us as a total group, we so far have used 201,386 grams of our stash yarn this year, and that equals about 443 pounds. Very exciting. And then for the yards, 407,337 yards. That equates to about 231 miles of our stash yarn. So that's collectively as a group. And what I'm excited for next year is having kind of all this information, all these numbers. So we might be doing this infograph might change a little bit. Not might, it will change a little bit. It might change a lot a bit. because now we have some data to compare to, and apparently I find that sort of thing fun. Hopefully you do too. And then for our top 10 heavyweight lifters, congratulations to everyone on the top 10 scoreboard for our heavyweight lifters. And then let's see. And then for our top 10 long distance runners, that top 10 scoreboard. So well done, everybody. One more month to go. Let's see who makes it in that top 10 spot. If you didn't make it onto the scoreboard at all, again, I did not. That's okay. We're still getting through that stash yarn. And I hope to see all of you in 2026. All right. See ya.